Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway. My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next. Clover had told him only a few minutes before that the brother was probably dead, and he was likely to follow him. How could he pretend to be happy after hearing something like that? I know. You found it. They left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked, until at last the final door was hidden in the corner of the hall. Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made the push open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover. He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. There were 3 people coming toward Junpei and his companions: Santa, Lotus en June. Waren die eens met meerdere? They built a sword in front of Junpei. Oh ja, waren meer. Before we could finish, Clover spoke. She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she had found. There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. Yeah, it said C-Deck in the upper left corner. It was, they assumed, a map to the floor they were on. Door 7 and door 8. The map confirmed what they already knew. Both doors eventually led to the hallway where they had found themselves. In fact, Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to wariness. One by one, the others saw what he had seen. They moved as one for the door. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took off the spoke without looking back at the other 5. Slowly, all 5 nodded a silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. That is so fucking nice. They poured through the doorway into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were. They were just where the map had said they would be. The same room they had been in not so very long ago. The tremendous central hospital room, with empty beds from wall to wall. Oh, dat is bullshit. We zijn weer hier? He looked at anyone might after only just waking up, but it seemed that his brain was working as well as ever. He had managed to grasp, summarize and understand each team's report. Ace shook his head with a rueful smile. 7 smiled. Junpei nodded. Lotus took out a still warm key with an earth symbol on it. And with that, she pressed into Junpei's hand. He felt slightly less than honored, as the group now had 3 keys that had not been used. The Jupiter key, which had been found in the operating room. The Saturn key card, which has been found in the kitchen. The Earth key, which Lotus had just handed to Junpei. Junpei took the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up. Ja? They were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggests they weren't going to be very happy words. They were tears now, but she glared at 7 as hard as she could, just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. 7 looked everywhere in the room except at Clover and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath. Clover nodded once. The next person to speak was Ace. Hahaha. Jumpy did calculations quickly in his head. Ah ja, Clover 4 plus 1 plus 7 is 12. Maar ik kan ook zeggen 4 plus 1 plus 6 plus 5. Maar even, je moet op 3 uitkomen, hè? Nou, 4 moet zeker, 1 moet ook zeker. 5, 6 is 11. Is 16, 1 plus 6 is 7, klopt ook niet. Ja, wij komen waarschijnlijk niet mee. It looked like 7 was doing them too. At last, he gave up. Is zo moeilijk. And so it was decided that Clover, Ace and 7 would discover what lay beyond door 3. Dat is waar, want Lotus is 8. 8, 6, 5, 3. 8, 6, 5, 3. 14, 19, 3 is 21. 8, 8, 5, 6 is 11, is 19, is 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 5, 6, 3 is 11, 14, 1 plus... Ja, komt niet uit. 7 others, if this answer makes much more sense, put a live on the red. En snel de deur in. The door opened and Ace, Clover and 7 jumped through it. After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily. Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused. Yeah. They were then in the hallway lined by individual hospital rooms. The Jupiter symbol was engraved on the keyhole. Jimmy pulled the Jupiter out of his pocket and slid it to the keyhole. He twisted. With a nice sharp click he felt the door unlock. Jumpy's companions nodded, he nodded back and slowly and quietly opened the door. Inside was exactly what he expected to see from the map of the ship's interior. They were in a tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom, with a massive central staircase. Jimmy pulled 2 things out of his pocket. Ja, de kaart en die andere. The Center key card and the Earth key. Santa cocked his head to one side like an inquisitive bird and looked at them. After several long moments, during which it became apparent that Santa had no idea what the card meant, June took pity on him. Ah ja. Ah ja, dus we hebben nog een paar dingen om uit te vogelen. June smiled, pleased with herself. So did Santa. June handed the Earth key to Santa. En dan nemen wij Saturn. She said the initial search should be brief, only 10 minutes. They meet back near the staircase once they were done. Junpei and June headed for the elevators. Sure enough, there was a card reader bolted to the wall next to the elevator. He named the Saturn key and swept it through the reader. A light in the upper left corner blinked to life. It's like working now, mooi. There was a single button to the right of the elevator door. On the button was the upside down triangle, a universal symbol for down. There didn't appear to be an up button. Junpei pushed it. He didn't have much of a choice. Zelfs dit is geanimeerd. Fucking nice. June's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tingle of anxiety. Stood toward the open door. As he was about to set foot in it, he felt a hand on his arm. Junpei was at something of a loss. What could she possibly be so frightened of? Ik doe deze. After the first, Junpei started to sit between us by being locked up in a small space alone with the boy. In a way, it was kinda cute. Very demure, you could say, he thought. Still, even though it wasn't exactly roomy in the elevator, they weren't going to be pressed up against one another. At least they didn't have to be. Still was making him nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think how innocent she was. Again he stepped toward the elevator, and again he felt himself restrained. June, fuck you. He never with a man alone before. Even so, still awfully alarmed. What? Yeah. Uh-huh. What? Okay. What? That's really how it happened? It's good how it worked. Perhaps he'd been sick all these years. That's so gravely? Gozer, ik was gewoon langer achter. Jim was trying to say, she was scared. Ja. Ik vond het leuk. Dat vond ik leuk. Envelope alone. Hey, wait a minute. Ja. Jumper jerked is. Ik wil er hier even over maken. Circled around the elevator, slightly embarrassed. Jumper put one foot in and bent around the corner of the door until he could see the floor buttons. There were only Oké. We gaan even uittesten. Dit wordt een drama. Wacht even. Zo, probleem opgelost. Nee, ik krijg even een berichtje. Oké. Dan press the elevator button again. Ik weet dat het pad redelijk lang is, maar we gaan er gewoon even door tot ik een leuk moment vind. Just a bit, there was no order to be found. Jimmy was just puffing out of his chest, just a little bit. Geneva still looked confused. I don't know. Ah, okay. Junpei continued talking as he closed his notebook and slipped back into his pocket. So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, alright? He gave Jules a reassuring squeeze and hopped onto the elevator. He pushed the E button and the door began to close. En hier stoppen we voor vandaag. In het volgende deel, Edek. Tot dan!